So, and I've really been trying to use a sense of humor to kind of get through this stretch, and I could use your help because I'm all freaking out of jokes. I've used them all. I used them all Saturday and Sunday and Monday. The best way I can explain our team and what we're going through is we are going through things that kids have to go through, and we've been through it before. You don't like going through it, and you would hope that you don't have to go through it, to this extent. But we do a lot of good things. We really do a lot of good things, and our problem is, in a lot of ways, is being able to have an emphasis with everything. We've really put a strong emphasis the last couple weeks on developing good offensive chemistry, trusting each other to move the ball a little more, and I really think we're doing that. We got a lot more offensive confidence the last couple weeks, but I did think this past week it showed on the defensive end that we not that we didn't spend time on it, but with sometimes with young kids, it's not what you do, it's what you really emphasize. And not that we haven't, in my opinion, emphasized defense, but I think we really slipped in the last week. And not that we didn't play hard defensively. I thought we played awfully hard. And I thought Washita Baptist and Henderson State hit timely shots. And good defense, that can happen against sometimes. And sometimes you got to give somebody else credit and not take it away from you necessarily. But there were some things that you look at as a coach watching film in both of those games with 3 to 5 to 6 possessions throughout the game that I thought we were a little out of character defensively. And all of these games are coming down to 3 to 4 or 5 possessions in a given game. And, we're going to try to emphasize everything this week to the point where they know it's emphasized. I don't know with us. I've had a lot of people ask me the last couple of days, is your team going to be okay? We're going to be fine. These guys are going to come out and play really hard Saturday, and we're going to play better Saturday. We have continually gotten better every week this season. We still have a lot of upside, and we still have a lot of energy. So Saturday against Henderson State, I really felt like we bounced back well with energy. It was the first game all year where I felt like we started the second half with as much, if not better, energy than we did the first half. We really came out ready to play the second half. All year we've gone through a little second half, kind of start the half slump, and we really got through that. I thought we did some awfully good things. It really hurt us in that game not having Jesse Smith. There's 1 or 2 teams in the league that play really big, and Jesse is the kind of guy who could have kept 13 and 10 out of the lane. His X-rays, we got the results back this morning. They're negative, and I think we kind of all anticipated they would be. It just took a long time to get those back, and so we will have him back for Southwestern. He's very important to us defensively. I mean, offensively, you just kind of get what you get. But defensively, he's by far our most physical player. Bruce Wright is a very good player, but he's not the guy you want to try to tell you, hey, good luck with that 260-pound kid. Let me know how it works. And he really is he's a good defender in his own right, but he's not good with the guys that are a little more massive than him, which if you're 200 pounds, you're more massive than Bruce. So having Jesse back will help us defensively. But I really like our team. If we don't win another game, which, when you lose the way we have, it feels like you're not going to. What impresses me is I've got guys who really care. And so it's hard as a coach to get down in the dumps and to feel bad for yourself when you've got a lot of guys still trying to get it figured out. It makes you excited as a coach. So this is an interesting week for us. We do get we got a bye this week. A little bit of a break, and we went really light yesterday. The biggest thing with us, we are what we are, and we do what we do. We just have to get better at it. And I think our guys need a little bit of a mental. They need a little bit of a mental break, which we got yesterday. Now, I don't know if you'd classify film yesterday as a mental break, but But they got a physical break, I guess, yesterday with a 30-minute practice. Southwestern coming up. Well, by the way, to touch on OVU's game, yes, we knew number one could shoot. No, he had never hit more than 4 threes in a game. And yes, he hit 10. I get phone call, did he really get 10? Well, I'm not in the mood to answer that question, but yes, he did. He played very well. They did a couple of things. And he made 5 or 6 plays. I mean, he really, only 2 of his shots were where you were rotating and he'd set his feet and go. The rest of them were off a dribble, off of movement. You got to give that kid a lot of credit. And I told him after the game, I said, I figured you could hit 4 or 5. I said, you can take that 10 back to Arkadelphia. I don't ever want to see you again. But just, coming up this week, Southwestern, they are kind of what we haven't been. They've won all the close games. They remind me a lot of us last year. They get the game in the last couple minutes and they find a way to win. They got a very good conference record. It's not a game where talent-wise we can't go win. It's a team that we can beat. We just have to get into the same situations that we've been in every game, and then find the confidence to get over the hump. And we've been able to do that on the road. and I don't know that any game prepares you for another game, but we have played very good teams on the road. We'll be ready to go on the road and play this very good team. They play Southern Nazarene Saturday. Southwestern is not an extremely deep team, but they're a very talented team. In basketball, if your top 8 are really good, you're really talented. You don't need 14 really good players. Their starting 5 is probably better than anybody's in the conference in terms of experience, athleticism, and ability to score. They've got 4 guys in particular who can really go get baskets. The guy who gets overlooked on their team, who I think is very good, is Michael Bradley, 6'7" power forward from I think he's coaching me from Arkansas. State Fair.
Yeah, the Rock.
Okay. Very, very good low post scorer, very athletic kid who elevates over you and scores. Gary Inglet, junior, really good, kid who can really score the basketball, good athlete. And then they got a solid point guard who really pushes the ball, gets them in transition. Then Rod Camphor is probably on pace to be the player of the year in the league because of how their team is doing, and because he's just a guy. He may not hit a lot of shots throughout a game, but he hits big shots. He's a very, very good player. He's the kid that hit the game winner on us last year when we made our comeback. We tied it up. We had all the momentum, and he hit a big time 3. And last year his 3-point shooting percentage wasn't very good. So he's a playmaker, and they got a lot of good role players as well. But when you look at their team, it really starts with Trent Washington, their wing, Michael Bradley, Gary Inglet, and Rod Camphor. So we'll obviously have our hands full, but we in a lot of ways we match up good with them too. So any questions I can answer.
Okay, you do open the gym. Is that the first game will be played in it?
Yes, we're going to be the first game in their new arena. Yeah, they're not calling those things gyms anymore.
Ours is gym.
It's from what I hear, it's very, very, very nice.
Good luck.
Andrew, is the Franz kid still down there?
He is. In fact, he's started the last couple of games for them, playing well, playing very aggressive. Okay, thank you very much. There it goes. 3 out of 4. 3 out of 4.
Well, I don't have a lot to say. We're doing the same things we've always done. We hadn't changed a whole bunch. The freshmen have grown up a little bit. I think we're playing hard, trying to get them to play harder. They're together. They like each other. It's not anything I did. They get along well. They like each other. I mean, they're having fun. They're playing hard, and they want it. It makes it. I mean, we work really hard in practice. That's what we do. We work really hard, and they're getting better. When you see a girl get 9 offensive rebounds and she plays the 2 for you, then you know she's playing hard. We're trying to defend. We try and take away the other team's best player. I'm not trying to make it rocket science. It's a really simple game. So, you know, I don't mess with them much about their shooting. I have one girl, she's 7. Kiki Gilmore was 5 for 5 one game. I think she's 1 for 10 the other night. I mean, hey, I'm not fixing to mess with her. Maybe she'll go 5 for 5 Saturday. I don't know. My point is, I try not to get too high when things are going good, and I try not to get too low when things are going bad. I just try and keep on an even keel. That's what I tell them. That's what I try and do with my life. That's what I try and do with my team. And it's kind of worked for us. I don't know where it's going to go. I mean, I think we're playing probably, you know, maybe as well as anybody in the league. I think it's a huge fight for second place. Harding is 5th or 6th in the country. They're pretty good. But he had all those girls as freshmen, and they've graduated up to this point, and they're going to be good, and he's running a pretty good program. That's my concern, is to have a good program year in and year out where you're competing for a conference championship year in and year out. I like to be able to get out and recruit a little bit more. That's been a little bit hard to do, but we've only got to get maybe 2 or 3. But I'm more concerned now, I'm more concerned now about getting 3 girls that can fit in. It's going to like with what we've got coming back rather than the 3 most talented players that I can get. I've got to get 3 that fits with what we need, that's going to get along with the girls we've got. Because if that's not working, nothing is. It doesn't take but one to tear you up. So I hope we're fun to watch. I know we play hard, and they're excited. When they coming into my office at 9 in the morning and talking about the game on Saturday today, I don't have to do a whole lot other than you know you're going to work this afternoon. So, and that's kind of what we're doing. Be happy to take any question.
Michaela, what's the status on her?
She's going to be out. She's got a concussion. With our concussion policy at our school, she may be back by 2014 in September. Maybe she'll be back by next September. That's what I'm hoping. No, I'm just joking. But we have an extensive. We're very safe when they happen, and we need to be. We need to be. I'm not knocking that, but sometimes it gets on my nerves. Just don't get me in any trouble. She's got that camera.
Well, when she came back, her neck seemed very, very stiff, and I didn't know. And I'd heard the trainer say something about he thought it was her neck. So is there anything tweaked there, or just?
No, I went right to the hospital after the game. She was laid over. They had her still strapped up. She was strapped up for a long time, but they found out nothing was wrong with her neck or anything. And she was over there. Her sister was FaceTiming her the game, and they said she was the loudest person you could hear over at the field house, as loud as she was. So she's doing well. She just got to pass the concussion test, and she'll be back.
It was good to see her come back in at halftime of the boys' game, and it was good to see her. So
Yeah, she's starting to play well too. She's coming around. She's coming around. She fights. She fights.
Is that the way you had it drawn out? The bank 3-pointer?
No, no. I'm one of these guys. I just think big time players are going to make big plays at the end of games, and it seems like it's going to be Relina Johnson. She's done that. I bet she's done that 3 times in practice this year, where she's hit shots with the clock running down when we're working situations. I didn't have any timeouts, and every kid on that team that was on that floor, they were trying to give it to Relina. She tried to give it back a couple of times, and they just gave it back to her. But she's done that. I guarantee she's done that about 3 times in practice, and then she had a half court at the buzzer before the half against OBU. Some kids just do that. But that's who they're going to look for. if I'd have had a timeout, I'd have probably screwed it up. Probably tried to call some play that wouldn't have worked.
I can speak.
You know, so it's a beautiful game. It worked in our favor, and I think everybody in the building knew we were going to win it when it went in overtime. So, yeah. Anything else? All right.
Have fun at practice. Last time I was here, we're fixing to play Newkirk. We're just coming off the week after a loss in the finals. Monday was a pretty intense practice, physically, mentally challenging. Tuesday we came out extremely flat, looked disinterested in Newkirk. I didn't think our crowd was very good either. We didn't have as many people as we usually do. I don't know if anything was going on Tuesday, which is fine. We still should have showed up and played a lot more intensity. Usually we get people shorts and get after it. I thought we looked really dead. That could be that Coach Smith just ran him on Monday, the day before the game, and mentally was on him the whole time. But we ended up beating Newkirk, 20 or so. Then we had Cherokee for homecoming on Friday. Before that, Wednesday, we basically took a day off. I thought they needed to. They'd been through the ringer. Basketball season's so long. Coach Smith is on their tail all the time, demanding mentally, physically. So we took a day off, just had a little team bonding, some chemistry, laugh a little bit, cut up a little bit, have a good time. Then you start smiling again a little bit. And I thought we played a lot better on Friday. Granted, Cherokee's not as good as they have been or could have been. So we jumped out on them from the start. And I think I subbed out my first 5 with 5 minutes to go in the third quarter. We ended up beating them like 70-24, I think. So tonight we have Woodward. They're playing a lot better. They went down to Anadarko, was down 8 going into the fourth quarter, and then Anadarko went on like a 12 or 13-0 run to start the fourth quarter and blew it open. Anadarko is a very good girls program, ranked, I believe, in the top 8 or top 10 in 4A girls. Woodward girls are playing a lot better. That has me a little concerned just because we played them at the first game of the year, beat them pretty good. We have to stay focused and hooked up. We got a big tournament coming up this week, so I don't want to overlook Woodward by any means. So our girls need to be ready to go. Look for them to run some zone tonight against us, some jump defense probably on Hobbs or Laura. Laura's really shooting the ball really well right now, playing really well, which is nice. Defensively, we're going to get after them, get their shorts, pick them up full court, make them work, make them handle it. This week we go to Tonkwall Thursday. We play Cleveland. The boys play Guyman, I believe. They play at 5:30. We play at 7 on Thursday. One is at the high school. One is at the college. Boys play at the high school. We play at the college. So we're back and forth. I got to watch the 4 o'clock game. He's going to have to watch the 8 o'clock game afterwards. So it's Coach Gill's going to have to drop one team off, go back and try to take the other team, and be back and forth all the time. So Frontier and Tonkwall girls are both in this tournament. They will play each other on the other side of the on the bracket in the second round probably. Tonkwall's beaten them 2 out of the last 3 times. Frontier, I think, is ranked number 2 in Class A, and Tonkwall is ranked, I think, 8th or 7th in 2A. So it's a very good girls tournament. It's important for us to make sure we stay focused and sharp, especially when we play them hopefully in the finals. We'll probably get a Pawnee or a Manford on Friday. So Cleveland, I haven't got anything yet on them. Worried about Woodward right now. Get something on them tomorrow. I spent all weekend scouting. I went and watched the Coy Twalcall play. Beggs and Morris. Coach Horn went and watched Meeker. Trying to get out there and see who we could possibly match up with in the future when we have open times to do it. It was nice. The Coy Twalcall played at noon on Saturday, so I went and watched that. Then I could went over to Beggs and watched them at 6:30 at night. Beggs is ranked number 8 now, or no, actually number 7. So those teams are all right. I wouldn't mind seeing a couple of them. But what's kind of frustrating, in my opinion, is Chisholm girls are probably better than some of those teams that I watched. But since Chisholm plays Fairview and Alva, they've got 5 losses to 2 teams, and they're probably better than those teams over there. And they're going to get the shaft on that, probably get stuck with me. So that's kind of frustrating a little bit. So I try to make a call to the association and kind of let them know, hey, I've been out there and I've seen them play. I've seen these different teams. I'm telling you, basically I'm campaigning to get certain things done, but I don't know if that's going to help or not. But anyway, any questions about anything?
Is Morgan Sheever going to be back?
Yeah, she was having strep. I probably shouldn't have played her on Tuesday against Newkirk, but I did. And then Wednesday she was awfulness, just bad health-wise. So we didn't play her on Friday to make sure she was good for this week. She practiced yesterday and looked really good, looked healthy again. So that's nice. So I'm kind of on my girls right now about staying focused, to get sleep. I've got good kids and they work extremely hard, but they also are kids and they like to stay up late. They like that social media, that Twitter and whatever that stuff is. I don't do that stuff, but I'm on them about staying hooked up, staying focused on that. Right now, I need to keep Ritter out of foul trouble. I thought I had it accomplished on Tuesday. Boy, she was straight up, didn't get in foul trouble, did a good job, and then against Cherokee, she got in foul trouble again. And then I was bullheaded to say, okay, I'm just going to leave you in and see how long you can get your third one in. Well, that didn't take very much. That didn't take very much time. So she's got to learn. I got to have her in the game. I've got to have her in the game. I really do, especially against teams that have post players. She is 6'3", long and athletic. She can cause some problems, and she can rebound for us. I need her also to score, especially when people are playing this zone or playing this junk inside. And I'm not asking her to go get 20 points. I mean, just make 6, 8 points, a couple bumps here and there, post up hard, keep the defense honest, be in good shape. I got enough shooters out there that we should spread them out where she has a lot of room. So, any other questions? Well, thank you. Hopefully you'll come to the game tonight.